welcome. It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. So today, I just want to ask, have you ever just wanted to look somebody dead in the face and say, what do you expect from me? I mean, what exactly is it that you expect from me? I say that because I find it very interesting that people in our lives, particularly people that are close to you, family members, friends, they tend to expect more from you than they're willing to expect from themselves. And the crazy part is we actually try to fill in those blanks for them. So then you'll notice you'll find yourself thinking, you're expecting me to do something that you wouldn't actually do for yourself, let alone me. So why exactly do you feel as if I need to do the work for you? Truth be told, most people find the most irritating things in other people that they possess. What do I mean? If you talk in circles, you're usually irritated with people who speak in circles. It's a funny dynamic. Even if you've gotten over the habit, it is something that usually is within yourself that irritates you about someone else. The craziest part is that we're completely attracted to that aspect of the person. Haven't you heard the saying, you usually are attracted to someone that's opposite of you? I don't believe it's opposite. I believe it's just an extension of parts of your subliminal personality that you don't want to expose. So usually the introverted person has a desire to be an extrovert. The creative person has a desire to be more corporate and vice versa. The corporate person has a desire to be more extroverted and out and creative. We always have the tendency to want something that we basically don't want to work for or we don't want to do. I believe that the true goal is to take expectations that people have on you with a grain of salt. The only expectation that really matters is your expectation to yourself. Self-esteem is developed by self. But we have redefined self-esteem as what people believe we should be doing or who people believe we are. We have to understand, I think all of us have to understand that your expectations have to come before anyone else's. And those expectations aren't expectations you put on other people. They're expectations that you put on yourself. So the true goal is to understand that sometimes people who are hating on you or envying you want to throw you in a pit. You'll also notice that the people that are tending to be super close to you are the ones that completely spit in your face when they feel as if you haven't lived up to their expectations. I've heard all my life, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That does not actually work. Because if you still surround yourself around people who make you second guess who you are, you never stop spinning. You're continuously focusing on what they think about you. But if you actually distance yourself from those types of people, pray for them, but distance yourself and put yourself in a position of surrounding yourself around people who are speaking life and energy into your world, you do better. Now, of course, all people want to be aware of what their enemies are doing, right? You want to know what moves are actually happening. But I don't see any point in hanging out and surrounding yourself and staying close to people who you clearly understand are not for you. Being close to them or away from them does not make them any more for you than the other. So you want to be very clear on your expectation for what you want to make happen in your life and not concern yourself with anyone else. And I always say loved ones because they're the ones that can get to us faster and more creative. They know what buttons to push, they know when to push them, and you don't expect it to come from them. If it's an enemy, you expect it. You instantaneously walk in the door knowing that this person doesn't like me, and you know what? I'm going to absolutely have my guard up. But loved ones, not so much. And it's not because they don't try to love you back. They're loving you in the only manner that they know how. But that's not always the type of love that you need at the moment that you're in. Intentions are a word that we use so often now, I don't even think we understand what it means. But what I will say is this. It's always funny how you can do one thing but not the other. For example, your family and friends, loved ones, co-workers, colleagues, whomever they are, they have an expectation on you because you've been able to execute, say, a certain thing. But just because you can do that one thing does not mean that you're capable of doing everything. But they expect you to do everything because of that one thing you can do. For example, I can show you how to work out. I can even tell you how to work out, but I can't make you skinny. What did I just say? I can show and tell you how to work out, but I cannot make you skinny or fit. You have to understand that the expectation comes from a lack of desire from the person who's putting it on you to want to achieve their goals. And since they see you moving in whatever form you are, that progressiveness makes them want to jump on the bandwagon to make sure that you take them with you. That's why it's so important to understand that their opinion can't matter. Now, we always want to seek wisdom. We always want to be aware of when wisdom is coming. But you have to be very clear on what's coming through your life and what the intention is. Everyone says that they do things for good intentions. I've never met a person who says, you know what, Priscilla, I was in a bad intention space when I did that. I don't think anyone will ever hear that. But that doesn't make it true or false. You really have to look at what's transpiring in the person's life and if they're able to actually even give advice. I mean, if you are not fit, you cannot give fitness advice. If your money is low, you cannot give investment advice. Why? Because you have not executed what you need in your own life with your own expectations that you're putting on someone else to be able to show yourself approved as an example. Now, always remember that better opportunities are scary also. It's a different type of expectation because once you've achieved better, your new fear is losing it. So now the expectation is even higher. You traded one expectation for another. And now your whole entire goal is to try to sustain this now new opportunity. Be conscious that being in a successful place does not make you any less susceptible to expectations. Have you ever waited for a job to finally manifest, and when it did, you had the most anxiety you've ever had in your life because not only do you have it, but they've given you even more money and greater prestige, and you're super excited about it. And now you find yourself in this expectation of making sure you can secure it. Because what would people think if you lost it? Or have you ever been in a good relationship after being in a bad relationship for a very long time, that the expectations of love that are exuded onto you feel foreign to the degree that you sabotage yourself because you don't feel as if you can live up to whatever this new feeling is of expectation, to be loved and reciprocated? Well, these are all the other ends of expectations that we tend to forget to talk about. And all I want to remind you is that expectations come and go. But for the most part, they don't really go. They actually transcend to another end of themselves. So one is you trying to actually get where you're trying to go, and the other is you trying to sustain where you are once you've achieved your goal. All I want you to do is to be aware of what is happening and when it's happening. The hardest part is to actually show up and fight for your right to remain wherever you are, be it moving forward or sustaining. You actually have to meet the demands of the expectations. But those are not expectations that are coming from people. Those are expectations that are coming from yourself. So if we learn that self-esteem is self-driven, not people-driven, and expectations start within yourself to define what your greatness will be, and then showing up and meeting the demand of the greatness, we'll all live a very happy life. So today the affirmation is, I am self-esteem. I esteem myself. I am self-esteem. I esteem myself. I am aware of the expectation, and I will show up and execute. So if we can do that, we're on the right path. Today, focus on self. Thank you for joining me today. I so appreciate your time. Take the time, please, to share this video with anyone that you think who may be able to utilize it. And also comment below. Share, comment below. And of course, you know, to subscribe. Where's the button? Somewhere down here. Make sure you hit that button and stay into that bell. Hit that bell so that you can be notified of every video that I post. I post on Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings. I try to do it before 10. Okay? Have a blessed day, and always remember to do what? Live life authentically. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.